Hey y'all, today we're going to do some ribs on the Weber kettle grill. Some pork baby back ribs, and they're going to be good. Let's get to it. All right, I got my ribs, and just going to score that membrane. It ain't hard to take off, but I ain't real worried about it. I've learned when I score it, I can still get all that nice flavor in there. Okay, so I'm gonna use my KINE Hawaiian Original Rub. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, you guys be sure to correct me. I don't want to be pronouncing it wrong. Anyway, we're gonna put that on here. I'm gonna go pretty thick with it because I like the flavor. I'm not going to use a binder. This thing just been thawing all day, so really shouldn't need one for this. Flip that over. Got to rinse my hands off. All right, did y'all see that? That's too much. Do not put that much rub on there. One thing about this is that heavy side just kind of, the door flopped open on me. We let all the cows out the barn. So I'll pick some of that up. Well, that's part of the deal when you get to making cooking videos. Stuff gonna happen. All right, so we got our ribs are ready. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get the Weber kettle grill up to about 250 degrees. We're gonna cook these indirect on the kettle, and as soon as we get it up to temperature, we're gonna put them on. Okay, this is how I've got my coal set up. Of course, it's still springtime in South Carolina. So I'm gonna put my ribs over here, and this will be my cool zone, this is gonna be my warm zone. So let's go ahead and get everything heated up, and then we're gonna throw the ribs on. Okay, so we got our temperature up where we want it. Let's go ahead and get these ribs on the grill. I'm gonna put them right over the cold zone. And we're gonna run these at 250 degrees, probably for about 5 hours. And my plan is to not wrap these. So we're gonna have some non-wrapped ribs. All right, also you see where my temperature is, my temperature indicator. I want it over the meat, just so I have a better idea what it is, because it's just gonna go crazy hot if I put it over the coals. All right, we're gonna let them sit for an hour and a half, 2 hours, then we'll check on them. Okay, we're 2 hours in, and look at that, it's looking good. Let's see if we get any kind of draw yet. Let's see. Look at that. We're starting to get some draw. We've been at 250 degrees. Get it back over here on my indirect side. Now, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna take my Thermo Pro Lightning and just see what we got. I mean, ultimately, I'd like to be around 205, right? That's when we're gonna be falling off the bone. And we're running about 150. And that's good, we've been doing it for 2 hours, so. All right, so we're gonna put this back on here, and we're gonna let it rock. I said it's probably gonna take 5-ish hours. I'm gonna try to not have to cover this up. Don't wanna wrap it. So we'll check back in a little bit. Okay, so now we are 3.5 hours in. Let's take a look. Let me check some internal. Okay, so we're at 165. So we're good there for those of you that keep up with that kind of stuff. Now, let's see what kind of draw we got. Got some flex going, and we got some good draw. Okay, so we're 3.5, yeah, another hour and a half, and we're gonna hold these at 250 on my dome temp. And let's see how they end up. All right, so we're at 5.5 hours doing our test scenario. Let's see what our internal temp is on our ribs. And we're still around 160. So this is an interesting experiment. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to spritz them with apple juice, and I'm going to throw the heat to them now. I'm going to jack it up to about 300 degrees, and we're going to see how it goes. All right, so we're at almost 6 hours, and we decided to add some more charcoal. They're coming along good. I spritzed them again with apple juice, and we're going to bring the temperature up to around 300 degrees and finish these things off, mostly because my wife is hungry. So we'll finish them up. Okay, so we are at, see, we started at 1:30. We're at 6.5 hours on our ribs. So, what do you think? All right. Time to cut them up. See what it tastes like. Okay, I've been keeping up with internals, right? So, we're at 200, and that's kind of where I want it to be. So, let's cut these ribs. Okay, so I promised y'all I was going to do something on the Weber. I did some baby back ribs, and it was 6 hours and 10 minutes at 250 degrees. We'll see how it tastes. Oh. Man. All right. Wow. I'll tell you what, other than the ribs I did last weekend at my son's place at an open pit that I didn't video because the wind was too high, it's pretty daggone good. That is really good. All right, y'all, that was good. It took 6.5 hours on the Weber kettle at 250 degrees, and it was awesome. I did check the temperature internal with my ThermoPro lighting, and it was, when we pulled it off, it was right at 200. I let it rest, but that was some good old ribs. I hadn't done them on the Weber in a while, and wow. So I'm gonna put the recipe down in the description below. Also, I'm gonna put the link to ThermoPro for their website, because we did use the lightning to check the internal temperature. And you can go to their website. They have stuff for your house. They have every temperature instrument that you would want for grilling or just keeping up with things around your house. Anyway, I'll put the link. Use coupon code DBB15, Dennis's Backyard Barbecue, DBB15, to save 15%. Anyway, until next time I see y'all at the grill, y'all keep on grilling.